Hi guys. Are you thinking or did you coordinate with someone to make some sort of a digital book for your project? If you did, that's a totally doable digital item. So let me see if I can help you with that. Some of the things that I would recommend that you do if you're making a digital book is one, to have some kind of a cover page. So if we come over here on Microsoft Office Word and we go to the Insert tab and we choose Cover Page, so Insert and Cover Page, you can choose from any of the options that are here. You could choose something simple. You could create something on your own. Maybe I'm going to make a book for student services that tells students how to log into Blackboard. Whatever, you know, maybe, and then maybe for the document subtitle, I could put the year, 2023, spring. How to log on to Blackboard. Maybe I should have that lowercase. Okay. And then it's going to have your name listed under there because it pulls it from your software version. If that's not you, then you'd want to update that. The company name, you could put down there that DME 260 class project. All right, so Fayetteville, North Carolina. Or blank, either way, doesn't matter. Okay, so now I've got a cover page, and if I were to zoom down, I can kind of take a look at that and be like, that's okay, that's not too bad. You could personalize it by putting an image up there. I will share with you, once you turn it in, like how to make it ADA compliant, because if it's going to stay digital, you want to do that. So we kind of learn different things in this class that you may or may not have even thought about. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is down here, here I'm going to, maybe I'll start typing my text. And so I would want this to, have a table of contents, and I'm going to share with you how to make a table of contents. So table of contents, typically I put in last. So over here I might say Blackboard is, I might see this as Blackboard. And then I might say Blackboard is the learning management system, right? And put information there. And then I might say log on to Blackboard. To log on to Blackboard, you gotta do these things here, and you've got to do other stuff. All right, so you've got some text there, and then it might be, oh, if you have to change your password, change your password, you'd have to do this. So you'd put all your text in there, right? And then maybe you put the password requirements. Now notice that everything that I'm putting up here for my topic is having its own line. See, it has its own line. Each topic has its own line. All right, so what I'm going to do is increase this just to make sure you can see it. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to introduce Blackboard. I'm going to say you're going to log on to Blackboard. I'm going to say you're going to learn how to change your password and password requirements. Now, maybe this book is going to grow. It's going to have more stuff in it. Maybe this is going to be it. This is for ADA compliance, but also to make you a great and wonderful table of contents. So I need to select my first topic, and on my Home tab, I'm going to make that a heading 1. Now heading 1 turns it blue. Remember I said it's got to be on a line of its own. If I don't like this blue, maybe I wanted it black, you know, whatever, I can come up to where it says heading 1. I can right click, use your middle finger, right click on top of heading 1 and say that you want to modify it and say I'd like to have it black, and maybe I want it bold and size 14. It's up to you. All right, so that's a heading 1. This is maybe also a heading 1. Maybe change password as a heading 1. Now, what would be a heading 2? A heading 2 would be like, I mean, it's kind of like an outline. So changing your password and then maybe password requirements would be a heading 2. You get to choose that though. It's totally up to you. You can see over here on this navigation, every time I gave something a heading, it pulls up over here, Blackboard, log on to Blackboard, change password and password requirements, and you see that password requirements moved in because it is a heading 2. If I don't want it to have a blue text, right click and modify, change that text to black text, maybe bold, maybe I'm gonna leave it 13 because it's a little smaller. Totally up to you. All right, so now that I have this complete, heading, 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 right? So each of these must be on their own line, and then I identify them as a heading. Now, did you notice I only started with heading 1 and heading 2, but as soon as I made a heading 2, heading 3 came available. So if I were to make text down here and make this a heading 3, then heading 4 would appear. So it only gives me what I need at the time. So, all right, and you can see that it moves in. So you would want this to represent something underneath of that last requirement. So I'm gonna take that out, but at least you can see it. So not only does this look great, mixed table of contents, it also, check this out. Under your navigation, if I click on it, it will take me to that place. This is always nice. So no matter what I'm clicking on the navigation, it will bring me to that location, whatever I want, which doesn't seem super important here because it's one page, but okay, so here we go. So this is what I typically do. After I get all my content in there, so maybe I've got my cover page, right? And then I put my content in. Once I put my content in, I'm going to come up and say insert, and I would like a page break because I want my table of contents to be on a page of its own. And if I'd like to see this formatting as I go, I can click this button here on your home tab in your paragraph grouping. I can click this little icon here and it says, hey, you have a page break right there. So I need to make sure that anything that I'm gonna put underneath of here, it's all gonna be on that next page, right? Because it's where my page break is. All right, so here we go. Let's say I put the page break in the wrong place. Maybe that's not where I want it. I can only see the words page break if I have this turned on. Turned off, turned on, turned off, turned on. This is called your, what is this called? Your show hide button, which does your non-showing characters. So that's what that button is. But it will show you page break. All right, so what I can do, if I remove this page break, it brings all this stuff back up here. And if I don't want to do the page break yet, I can wait. But page break is very sensible right here. But you can do it after you put in your table of contents. Okay, so here I go. This is a heading, that's a heading, all of these are headings. So as long as I have headings, I'm then gonna go up to references, table of contents, and choose automatic table 1 or table 2, just because those are easier ones. I'm gonna choose automatic table 1, and now I got a table of contents. And it says I can go to Blackboard. Oh, okay. I can log on to Blackboard, it'll take me there. Change the password, it takes me there. Or password requirements. Now, like I said, I would make sure that you have insert page break so that your table of contents is on its own page. If you don't like this font color to be blue, you can go in and update that and change that to black, right? All right, but check this out. It says that everything is on page 1. So you may also want to put some page numbers on here. So now if I take a look at this, bloop, 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 I've got 3 pages. I've got a cover page, I've got table of contents, and I've got this. I can turn this off so you don't see page break. But look, it already looks really nice, right? But what I also may want to do is add some page numbers down here. So I'm going to come up here and say insert. And I'm going to say I would like page numbers at the bottom of the page. You could choose whatever. I'm going to choose plain number 3. Seems sensible to me. So that's actually on page 2. It says all of that is on page 1, but it's not. So I need to update that. So how do I update it? So I'm going to close out of this header and footer. And let's just take a look here. It says that this stuff is on page 1, but it's not. It's on page 2, right? You know why? Because I put in the page break after I added my table of contents, so I've got to update it. So I could go in and add more. I could come down here and let's see here. Is that going to give me? Oh, I forget. Equals RAND. there we go. So now I've got some random text in here. And maybe down here, this is going to be called themes. Oh, if I could spell. Because it's going to talk about themes. And I'm going to make themes be a heading one too. So now I got themes down there. And it says that themes is on page 3, right? But when I look up here on my table of contents, it says themes isn't even there. So you can continue to add things and you can continue to make more pages, but you've got to come back and update this. So I'm going to click on my table of contents, boop, where it says contents. And then I'm going to click here where it says update table. And I'm going to say I would like to update the entire table because I added another header and my page numbers are wrong. Now they're right. Themes is added. It's on page 3. So this is pretty simple. And in about 10 minutes, we created a really nice looking cover page. We created a table of contents and we, oh, guess what? If I click on any of these things here, themes, bloops, takes me there. So this makes all of this ADA compliant by doing this as well. So if your project is to help the people at Better Health, which is a diabetes place, log on to their website and create an account, then maybe you're going to say how to log on to the Better Health website and create your account, right? And then you're going to put your name on there because it's your project. Then you would put a table of contents because then they can easily find what they're doing. And then you'd put your information down here and you could put some screen clippings. I'm not going to do ADA compliance in this just yet for images. However, this is ADA compliance and what yours will need to be. So you're learning a whole bunch of stuff here. ADA compliant for text. And how do I know? How can I make sure? ADA compliance is so important that now under your review, it's like spell check, oh, check accessibility. So I can click check accessibility, and I do have a couple of errors here. I'm missing alt text on group 11. That is in my cover page. So if I need to make sure this is ADA compliant, maybe I want to keep the cover page simple and not use one of their options. It's just missing alt text. So if I click on this, it's going to tell me recommended options, add a description, and I can say this is the cover page. And then you can kind of hit the down arrow and see what the recommended things here. I've got extra blank characters, 5 characters right here. So you can always check your ADA compliance. I'm not seeing 5 blank spaces. Remove blanks. Oh, okay, it was in here. So all my issues were on my cover page. So everything is fixed. My accessibility checker is good. Make sure you work on this. If you're going to add an image, right, you would have to put, oh, repeated characters, 1 character, 5 characters, oh, remove. Okay, so it's fixed again. So you want to make sure that you go up to review and check accessibility and make sure that you check that. Okay, I hope this helps you. Okay, have a great day. Bye.